It's been a minute since we made one of these videos, right? When was I think the last time I made one of these was like last month or something like that. PlayStation has a sale on. This one is like 70% off discounts. Now, before we start, I just want to say Days of Play, which is PlayStation's like biggest sale, or one of their biggest sales of the year, is actually starting next week or later on this week, depending on when this video gets finally uploaded. So make sure you just be aware of that. I would probably advise actually not buying any of the stuff I'm going to talk about in this video, which I know sounds a bit reductive and redundant, but I thought, you know, there is some good deals. I'll mention them, but just be careful what you purchase right now because a lot of stuff is going to be discounted in the next week or so with Days of Play, probably for cheaper because it's like their big annualized event. Definitely don't buy PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Now or anything at the moment. Those are definitely going to be discounted. I've recorded a separate video about that. Should be going up probably the same day as this one, perhaps. But yeah, this video is being made because of you guys. We did a poll on the YouTube channel asking if you wanted another sales video today, and 80% of you voted yes. So I guess I'm releasing this today because you guys wanted it. So here it is. For the 20% of you that voted no, you can right off. There are a bunch of bundles and triple packs and like joint deals in here. And normally I say be wary of them, stay away from them. But in terms of this sale, they're actually really good value. Now, before we kick into it, I do have to do the housekeeping thing. My sales videos have been declining in views over the past couple of months, hence why I've probably slowed down them a little bit on the channel. Now, if you guys want to see more of these, you have to let me know that you want to see more of them. Let me know not only in the comment section down below, but if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's really important that you do that because it tells me and the YouTube algorithm that you want to continue to see this content. So hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and let me know in the comments down below that you want to see more of these too. Otherwise, I will stop making them. If they're not performing, they're not getting the views, they're not getting the comments, the like, I'm gonna opt to make different videos that do get those. So honestly, if you want to see this kind of series of videos continue, let me know. Now, I've got quite a few questions about games specifically in this sale. One of the things specifically is on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 Remake, which is 20% off, $39.99. This is the cheapest this game has ever been, and I say it's a pretty decent deal. Now, it's only 20% off. It's not a huge discount, but you're getting the PS4/PS5 version for this price, the deluxe or whatever they call it, from Activision. And the games are great as well. Now, I know it's not a $10 or $20 deal here, but if you're nostalgia and you're anywhere in the same age bracket as myself, then these games are awesome and you're gonna have a ton of fun with them. Just really chilled out, casual skating games that are really simple to play. Trophy-wise, super complicated, but in terms of just enjoyment, great games. Another Activision game from last year is Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, which is one of my favorite games that launched in 2020. My favorite Crash Bandicoot game as well. It's down to 35% off, $38.99. Pretty decent price for this one too. Again, this one is normally $60, so it has come down slightly. And you get a free upgrade to the PlayStation 5 with this as well. So you're basically getting two versions of the game, which means two platinums. Although if we're being honest, who's going to platinum Crash 4 because the platinum trophy is so difficult and challenging and it kind of sucks. Bit of a strange left field one, Need for Speed Heat Deluxe Edition, $14, 80% off. I believe this has been like down to $10 before if you're buying like the standard edition. The deluxe edition comes with a little bit of extra content. I always say be wary of those deluxe editions. I think this one's a reasonably good deal. It's only a couple of bucks more than I have seen it. And the standard edition isn't actually on sale at the moment either, which means you're kind of stuck with the deluxe if you want to pick this one up. Cool racing game. It's like Need for Speed Underground, but modernized kind of. I mean, it's not as good as Underground, but it's still a pretty decent, chill arcade racing game if you're looking for something like that to play at the moment. Goat Simulator, always on sale. This one's normally $10, 75% off, down to $2.49. Very easy platinum trophy here, except for one trophy called Flappy Goat, but it's not the end of the world. You'll be able to get this with a bit of perseverance. So trophy hunters out there, this is a good one for you. If not, really silly, fun arcade game. Take you a couple of hours to finish and play through. Nice, compact experience, but a really fun and silly game to play. Return to Arkham Collection. This is Batman Arkham City and Batman Arkham Asylum, the two PlayStation 3 360 era Batman games. This is normally $20, down 70%, so it comes down to $6 total, which is an awesome price for this bundle. You're getting two massive open world licensed Batman games. If you enjoyed like Spider-Man PS4 or maybe some of the newer Batman games, if you're into superheroes, this is an absolute must buy. I know they are slightly older, but in my personal opinion, out of all the Batman games, Arkham Asylum is actually my favorite one. The way you're kind of creeping around that experience, and it's a bit more linear than City and Night, and Spider-Man for that matter as well. It just does a great job. These Batman games by Rocksteady actually like kind of revitalized the superhero genre and actually paved the way for the new Spider-Man game on PS4 and then Miles Morales on PS5 as well. Without this, they wouldn't exist. So really, really good one. If you haven't played them, absolutely recommend checking it out. You're getting 2 games here, 2 platinum trophies for $6 as well. Devil May Cry HD Collection, another HD collection of games. This one is not as good as the Batman one. I mean, the games are probably better games, I would say, the Devil May Cry games, but the remaster itself is probably a not as good remaster. You're getting 3 games here, DMC or Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3 in this package for $14.99, down from $30. If you haven't played these before, these are sort of Capcom's really stylish hack and slash games. Similar, I guess, to the original God of War games, Bayonetta from Sega, if you're into those kind of hack and slash games, and I guess Resident Evil to a degree as well. It kind of fits into that sort of camp. It was actually a Resident Evil game initially, and it was such a big departure from the franchise, they decided to make a completely new franchise out of it, which is interesting little factoid. Devil May Cry 4 and 5 are also on sale at the moment too, so you can kind of pick up the whole package. These are old. These are PS2 games that were remastered to PlayStation 3 and 360 that were then remastered to PlayStation 4 and probably PlayStation 5 at some stage as well. But really, really solid hack and slash games if you're expecting like what you're expecting, which is a remaster or a remaster of a PS2 game. So just keep that in mind if you are going to pick this one up. A more modern remaster or remake or bundle, I suppose, it's not a remake or a remaster, it's a bundle, is the Assassin's Creed Antiquities pack, which includes Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Assassin's Creed Origins for $24.99. This is a really good deal for these 2 massive Assassin's Creed games. You've literally got hundreds and hundreds of hours of content here. I'd say like 200, 300, 400 hours worth of content between these 2 games. And the 2 modern Assassin's Creed games down from $100, 75% off. Great price here, because normally alone these are about $15 each. I don't think I've ever seen them come down to, I guess, like that $12 price point each individually. I could be wrong, someone will correct me in the comments, but not bad price for these 2 games, I would say. If you're not aware, like Assassin's Creed used to be about, I mean, it's still about Assassins, but nowadays it's more of a light RPG compared to just sort of an action-adventure game. But it's kind of like the most basic RPG, basic action-adventure game that's designed to fit in for everybody. With this one here, you're getting so much like value in terms of time for these 2 games, and they're pretty high quality games as well, these 2 Assassin's Creed games. I'm personally not a massive Assassin's Creed guy myself. I played the original ones. I haven't played the newest one or anything like that, but you're getting a ton of value here time-wise. Castlevania Anniversary Collection, 75% off, down to $5. It's down from $19.99. This one here is one of my faves. Castlevania is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Symphony of the Night is probably my favorite game of all time. It's a 2D, I guess the genre is Castlevania or Metroidvania, which is kind of about like 2D action, hack and slash, but then you're sort of getting different abilities to unlock, to open up different areas of the environment. You have to backtrack to older areas of the environment that have been closed because you didn't have certain abilities. You have to take down these awesome bosses. Great games. This Anniversary Collection just has a bunch of the old school Castlevania games from the NES, SNES era. So keep that in mind. Old school gaming here, but so much fun, and for $5, absolute steal for all of the content you're getting here as well. Another bundle, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. This includes the CTR game, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, plus Spyro Reignited Trilogy, down from $74.99, which I don't believe it was ever that price. I think they just put that on there. 60% off, they're saying, down to $29.99, $30. You're getting 4 games here because you're getting Spyro 1, 2, and 3, plus Crash Team Racing. Both superb packages in their own right. Makes each of them about $15 each, which I think is a pretty damn good price for these games. And it makes the Spyro games work out to be like $4 or $3 each, which is also just absolutely phenomenal for the content in here. Crash Team Racing, kart racing game, obviously, and Spyro is a mascot platformer of old. Both of them are complete remakes of these games, so they just look absolutely stunning. And Crash Team Racing was supported for like a year and a half after release with new additional content. So there's just so much to do in there, and there's still people playing online. I still play online on this game today as well, and there's people playing at the moment. So it's definitely worth picking up if you're into either of these genres, or if you have nostalgia for these guys as well. Dead Rising Triple Pack is 75% off, down to $14.87, so $15, down from $59.49. $60, I guess. I don't know why they price it like that. Dead Rising is like a open world hack and slash game where you're basically taking out tons of zombies. It's kind of like the original massive zombie game with tons and tons of zombies on the screen. You have to use creative ways to take them out. It is satirical and funny and silly, and you're combining like a chainsaw with a row from a boat or a paddle from a boat, and you've got this kind of paddle saw thing. There's so many really cool items and weapons in here. It's set in like a mall or a shopping center. The second one's in like this fake Las Vegas town, and you kind of have to just take out these casino zombies. It's actually a really fun game. One of my favorite franchises as well. It has a special place in my heart, but it is very B grade, so go into it with that mindset. If you know you're going into it to meet a B grade style game, you're gonna have such a good time with it. Journey Collector's Edition, $10, 60% off, down from $24.99. This one comes with Flow, Journey, and Flower, 3 games by, I think it's called That Game Company, I believe. Journey is a great game. It's a very short experience, probably like 1 or 2 hours, but you can play it and just have an absolute blast with it. It is kind of like a piece of art. I know a lot of people probably picked this up from last year's Play at Home initiative for free, but if you didn't, it's $10 here, and it includes Flower and Flow. Flower is this game where you like control the wind, you have to move the pedals around, very artistic and something quite different. And Flow, you're controlling these microscopic organisms, and you gotta go with the flow. Yeah, I just did that. Prey plus Dishonored 2 bundle, 60% off, $25.99, down from $64.99. Another pretty big discount here. Prey seems to be a game that has held its value pretty well over time. Dishonored 2, we do see discounted, but still a pretty reasonable bundle for the two of these, I believe. I can't remember a time I've seen Prey for $10, so I think it's pretty decent. Both of these are made by the same developer, and they're both very similar stealth action games, published by Bethesda and developed by the guys doing Deathloop. I actually forget their name at the moment. Arcane is their name. Thank you. Random comments down below as well. And they're both really fun stealth action games. Dishonored 2, you're an assassin, but you have these cool superpowers. And Prey, you're an astronaut and you have kind of powers and guns and things. The first person gun shooty games. Vibes of like Bioshock, if you're into Bioshock, but obviously not as good as Bioshock, at least in my opinion. I'm sure someone will disagree with me. But yeah, Prey and Dishonored down to $25. We've got Persona 5 Ultimate Edition for $19.54. Now I know Persona 5 is free as part of the PlayStation Plus collection of games on the PS5 that all PS5 owners get for free. But the Ultimate Edition is a different version of that game. It has all the additional content, it has different story elements. It's like a Persona 5 Plus kind of version. It's not like a Game of the Year edition. Like a lot of standard Western releases do a Game of the Year edition, which is basically just the game with all its patches plus DLC. Japanese games tend to kind of redo parts of the game. They change maybe the ending or some of the endings. They add more stuff post-game or more side quests and this and that, and they might change some abilities around or some of the world around. It's like an extra version of the game. A lot of Japanese games do this. Ultimate Edition, if you're playing Persona 5 now and you haven't played it before, I would recommend playing this one. I think it's the best version of the game. If you played the original, this is also kind of worth picking up as well for $19.54. Pretty good price for this one. I do recommend it, especially now when you can see both of them on the storefront. The original one comes down to like $10, but this is just a better deal. You're getting better content in here, worth your time for sure. But there you go, bunch of sales as part of this like 70% off discount thing. As you saw in there, tons of bundles and stuff as well. Keep in mind, Days of Play does begin later on this week, and it will have a bunch of discounts in it as well. There's probably gonna be like triple, quadruple the amount of deals in it. I'll cover those because it's a big sale, but let me know in the comment section down below what kind of videos you want to see around Days of Play as well, so I know exactly what you guys want me to make. Let me know if you want to continue seeing deal videos by subscribing, hitting the like button, and leaving a comment down below as well. As always, I really appreciate you, and I'll see all you gamers in the next one. April Patreons, thank you all so much. You'll be seeing your names popping up here on the left-hand side of the screen if you were a Patreon from the $1 tier or lower through the month of April. Thank you so very much, each and every one of you April Patreons. You'll be seeing your names on every single one of my videos all through May 2021. Without you guys, we couldn't continue making these videos, so thank you so much. You're all leg ends in my book.